Yo, what is up, guys? It's Kimbo here, and it's time for a special little video. So I got requested to give my thoughts on, Hasbro's Beyblade Burst. So before I do this, I just want to say, take everything I say with like a grain of sand because it's just my opinion. You don't have to completely agree with my opinion, but this is just how I feel about it. And you can put your opinions on Hasbro Burst down in the comments. But yeah, so pretty much let's just get started with like everything that I've seen so far. So obviously I don't have any Hasbro Burst because it hasn't been released yet. And yeah, that's the first thing that's kind of like a downer about it is that they decided to wait until January of 2017 to release it, which honestly business wise that's not that good of an idea because if they released it earlier, like if they released it in September, like it was rumored to be released, then they would be making a lot of money in the holiday season. Like they're waiting until after Christmas to sell this, which you're losing a lot of money because if you sold before Christmas or around that time like Black Friday, you'd be making a lot of profits and you're just losing a lot of money because you're waiting to do it until the beginning of next year. So that's just like a lot of profit. So that's like one thing that's bad about it. And people here in the US are itching for Burst. Like, they've seen videos like on my channel, on other YouTubers' channels of Burst, and you know, people are getting hyped up about it, which is great, but it just thinks that they decided to wait until the beginning of January to release it in the US when they already released it in Canada. And yeah, it might be like sort of a private sort of release, but honestly, it just wasn't a good idea in my opinion. And yeah, so that's the first thing. The second thing is probably the thing that everybody noticed about the Beyblade Burst Bays from Hasbro, and that's that they don't have teeth. They have slides now. So whenever a Beyblade, like whenever it gets hit, it'll lose a slide or such. In my opinion, I'm not a big fan of the slides, and that's because like Takara Tomy came out with this system of clicks, which yeah, the Beyblades had different teeth, and I know they're gonna do different slides, but the slides are just overpowered. Like in my opinion, just the videos I've seen so far, and if you take away those teeth, like it's harder for them to burst. That's the whole mechanism of Beyblade Burst is to make them burst, and that's what evened it out. So like some Beyblades, with a lot of recoil, they had stronger teeth, but those teeth made it where like they could still explode. So it makes one Beyblade not extremely overpowered. The only one that was like really overpowered was like Odin Heavy Defense, like Beyblades that used Odin and heavy, like really heavy discs. Those were the only ones that were really, really OP. Besides that, it was balanced out because there was a combo that could take out that combo, and the burst helped that a lot. So it made it so that Beyblades weren't overpowered. But now they're adding like the slide feature, and it's harder for them to burst. That's gonna screw up the whole entire like meta game. Like I've seen some bladers, use really competitive combos from Takara's Homie facing off against basic Hasbro Burst Beyblades that just had this slide feature, and now it's just so uneven, It's really uneven. It's like lopsided, and it's harder for them to burst. And the other Beyblades burst so easily, like the ones from Takara's Homie, because of their teeth. So it's just, I'm not a big fan of the mechanism. Like it's just gonna make it where like the game's just OP and everybody's gonna be using Hasbro combos so they can make really, really badass combos that won't burst, and that's how everything will be competitively, which just stinks. Like I know like honestly, even with high RPM, like if people launch hard, like it's still hard. I know they burst, but they don't burst nearly as easily as God, I got tongue twisted. The Takara Tomy Beyblades. So like, I'm pretty sure I don't have any yet, so I haven't tested it out. So but from everything I've seen, they're just super OP. Like I was watching J-Pot's video. She used some competitive combos against like a stock Valtryek, or Victory Valkyrie, like but Hasbro called it Valtryek against a stock Valtryek, and that thing just blew through all the combos. It even got like some crazy last second bursts, which I know, like that's a thing that's possible in burst. But they were actually real competitive combos that you can use in tournaments that are actually really good combos, and it just like blew through them, and it's just like it's making Beyblades overpowered again, and that's the thing that I loved about Burst. And now Hasbro Burst, they're just going to become overpowered again because everybody's going to use like Hasbro parts for things because of the slides, and they don't burst as much. So That's one thing that stinks, you know. So I really wish they would have kept like that, you know. Um, I wish they would have just kept the clicks instead of getting the slides, because now they're just overpowered. You know, the layers are just eh. But I'm gonna take it with a grain of sand, and you know, once I get them, I'll test them out, and hopefully they're not as overpowered as it seems like they are in theory. But so far, it looks like the Hasbro burst Beyblades are just overpowered because they don't burst as much, and it kind of stinks to see that. And the final thing that really like is that they didn't keep the regular names for the parts, so they have like B06 and all this other jazz like that. They're trying to do the same thing that they did with the Metal Fight Beyblade systems, like with the naming like T125 or WD145 or F230s, like crap like that with numbers and stuff. Like Boost is so much easier to say than like B06 or whatever the hell it is, you know? It's just like Boost. Like you could just keep it as a simple name, like Boost, and then name the driver variable, or even like performance tip. You know, you can keep that as the name performance tip. It's whatever. You know, it's Hasbro. It was kind of given that they would do something like that, but like the whole number system, bringing that back, it's like they're trying to cling on to like Metal Fight Beyblade, which I still love Metal Fight Beyblade, but it's been how many years since Metal Fight Beyblade ended, and they should have just kept the regular names. You know, like I said, I completely love Metal Fight Beyblade, but you know, Boost is a lot easier to say than like B06, uh, as whatever names they have for like the drivers and stuff. It's just, you know, they could have kept it the way that it was, the way that Takara Tomy did it, but you know. But then again, like I'm trying to go at this with like I said, a grain of sand, so trying to see the positives. So honestly, the colors that Hasbro have done like so far, they're not that bad. Like they make them interesting. It's a given because you know how Hasbro does with like their style and everything. Like they don't look as like fresh and nice as the Tomys, but they have a unique style. And that's one thing that's nice about Hasbro Beyblades, like the Harusid that they have. Like I don't know what they name. I think it's still named Harusid by Hasbro, but I saw what it looks like, and it has like the red on it. That looks pretty cool, you know. I mean, they add a unique touch, which is pretty nice from Hasbro because they always do that in some way. You know, sometimes people like the colors, sometimes people absolutely hate the colors, but you know, um, design wise, they look good. Like they look pretty similar to the Takara Tomy ones, except for like obviously removing the teeth for slides, which you know I already gave my opinion on that. But yeah, so I'm hoping that it's not as overpowered. Like you know, the bays aren't as OP as they appear to be right now. Because right now, every single video I've seen just has Beyblades just blowing through Takara Tomy Beyblades, and that's just like setting the game off sides again. It's making it lopsided, and that's one thing that's kind of disappointing to see, you know. But like I said, I'm taking this with a grain of sand, and I'm hoping that when they do come out, that they'll be pretty good and like they won't be super overpowered. Because if they are, that'll be a disappointment to see. Because then it'll be kind of like zero G, like you know, everybody using synchroms after you know Metal Fight Beyblade and everything. So you had people who are using like 4D combos and then older combos like limited format, but then people coming in with like crazy synchroms and just blowing other combos out of the water, which you know that wasn't like super fun to see. In all honesty, it made the game kind of bland because everybody was just using synchroms and not so much like the older wheels. But you know, I'm just hoping it'll be one of those things where not everyone's gonna switch over to Hasbro and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use the Hasbro Beyblades because they don't burst as much and they're really strong. You know, that'll be disappointing to see. But we'll have to see how it goes in time. I, you know, my expectations for burst in the U.S. You can't really complain because they're bringing burst over here to the U.S. and I'll be able to get burst stuff more easily, and I'll be able to have more giveaways since I'll be able to get it in my local stores. It just stinks that I have to wait so damn long to, you know, go and get them from the stores. I still really wish that they released them in September, like around the same time when they released it in Canada, but they're just, you know, waiting to do it, which it stinks, but I guess they made up their decision, like they made their minds, and we just gotta wait a few more months and stick it out and just get some of the stuff from Takara Tomy, you know? It's like, yeah, it's September right now, middle of September, and Zillion Zeus was just recently released, so, you know, that's another thing to look forward to. I do plan on getting one, you know, I actually ordered one, and it'll be here There was like a little delay on it, but it will be here. Like, I got it, and I'm gonna do an unboxing on it, and obviously I had battles with it and stuff. But yeah, just a little spoiler for the end of this. But yeah, so those are pretty much the thoughts that I have on Hasbro Burst. It's one of those things where, like, I'm trying to, like I said, trying to stay positive about it, and just gonna see how it goes. You guys can let me know your opinions on it in the comment section below. I really want to see your guys' opinions too. Like, I want to hear from you guys too. Like, that's the main reason why I make these videos, is just so I can hear you guys' input on things and just see you guys' comments. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, like I said, take it with a grain of salt, or a grain of sand, you know. God, I'm so tired. But you know, like I said, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's just how I feel about things. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button down below and let me know how I did. So until next time, like this video, make your favorite, and share. Oh, screw all that crap. Just subscribe. And this is Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I am out. Dab.